The Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society podcast.
Welcome to the Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society, a podcast dedicated to suspense, crime, and horror stories from the golden age of radio. I'm Eric.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Joshua.
We love mysterious old-time radio stories, but do they stand the test of time? That's what we're here to find out.
Today we listen to an episode of my choosing, The Mark of the Bat from The Shadow.
The Shadow made his radio debut in 1930 as the sinister host of the Detective Story Magazine Hour, a program based on the magazine of the same name. This version of The Shadow was played with malevolent glee by Frank Reddick, who 8 years later would play the doomed reporter Carl Phillips in the Mercury Theater's infamous War of the Worlds broadcast.
The mysterious voice of The Shadow proved so popular that publishers Street and Smith hired writer Walter B. Gibson to transform their radio host into the crime-fighting star of his own pulp magazine. In turn, the magazine's success inspired a new Shadow radio series, this time with The Shadow as protagonist rather than host. Debuting September 26, 1937, this incarnation starred an up-and-coming actor and director named Orson Welles.
The Shadow's friend and companion, Margo Lane, was first played by Agnes Moorehead, though the character was named after director-producer Clark Andrews' real-life girlfriend, actress Margo Stevenson. When Moorehead briefly left the series in the spring of 1938, Stevenson replaced her, playing her namesake opposite Orson Welles for the entire 1938 B.F. Goodrich-sponsored summer series.
And now let's listen to The Mark of the Bat from The Shadow, starring Orson Welles and Margo Stevenson. First broadcast July 24th, 1938.
It's late at night, and a chill has set in. You're alone, and the only light you see is coming from an antique radio. Listen to the sounds coming from the speaker, listen to the music, and listen to the voices.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're getting set for The Shadow's latest thriller, let me say a few words about that great new Goodrich Silvertown tire. Because believe me, motorists, this new kind of tire is making history. It takes care of skid and blowout problems like they have never been taken care of before. And here's proof positive. The engineers of the famous independent Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory tested the regular and premium price tires of the nation's 6 largest tire manufacturers. The results? Listen. No other tire tested, regardless of price, came up to the new Goodrich Silvertown in skid resistance. What's more, this great tire gave more non-skid mileage than any other tire tested in its price class, averaging 19.1% more miles before the tires wore smooth. That's the same as saying this new Silvertown gives you every 6th mile free. Ride on the safest thing on wheels, the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, his true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margo Lane. Today's story, The Mark of the Bat.
because of the night air.
I am coming, Marie. The dogs were restless, whimpering. Must be the storm coming.
It is more than the storm, as you know it, Alexei.
I'm not sure. Why aren't you in bed asleep?
There'll be no sleep in this house tonight.
Or any night.
Then you've seen the great bats, too?
Yes, I've seen the farmer's cattle. Bloodless, dead in the fields.
And the white comb of the dead rooster. Ah, it was the same on the farm of my father in Croatia. Alexei, why did this Dr. Vickers send away his stepfather's servants? Why does he pay us so much to stay in this house? Why do we stay knowing what we know?
Jobs are hard to find, Marie. But I think we go soon, when the master of the house dies.
It cannot be long, and I am not sorry. It is his own doing. He brought the bats here, set them free to kill.
And now they take his life from him, in the night, in the darkness.
Only for his daughter am I sorry. She is young. She was beautiful. But each dawn finds her more like those things from the grave.
Have you seen the mark of the vampire on her, Marie?
Yes. Only this morning. On her throat as she lay sleeping.
The sins of the father.
It is his punishment. The great bats are children of Satan. He brought them here from the caves he found in that strange country he wrote books about.
Yeah. And he laughed at the stories I told him. The vampire bat is a thing of evil, leagued with the devil, stealing the blood of the living, that the dead may go on living in their graves.
The storm is coming, Alexei.
Well, it will drive the bats back into the cave in the mountain. That much is good. Marie!
What is it?
A shadow passed across the moon.
Oh, the clouds of the storm, maybe.
No. A bat, like a great bird. It is an omen, Marie, an omen.
The dog howled.
Yes. The dog howled.
Quick. Light the candle at the crucifix.
Yes, the crucifix. Here comes Dr. Vickers.
Yes, Alexei. It is quite fitting that you light the candle. Say a prayer, Mary.
Dr. Vickers, is the master, Major Stevens, is he?
Yes, Mary. My esteemed stepfather, Major Stevens, is dead.
Lamont Cranston, we've come 200 miles up into these spooky mountains. Why?
I've been reading the obituary columns, Margo. As a result, we're going to visit the home of a man who once had a very strange hobby.
Oh, so Lamont Cranston, the amateur criminologist, has been reading between the lines again. Who died recently?
The corpse, Margo, is Major Stevens, a noted explorer and zoologist.
Oh.
Yes. Before I tell you anything more, let me ask you a question.
Yes?
Do you believe in vampires?
What?
Creatures with the power to leave the grave, transform themselves into bats, and draw from the flesh of the living blood to feed the bodies of the restless dead?
Lamont, are you serious?
Quite.
Well, of course I don't believe it. What's all this about? You guessing, or do you know?
I'm going on a curious mixture of theory and fact. I've known about Stevens for years. He led an expedition of 5 men into the mountains of Ecuador, came back alone, with a cage full of vampire bats, big ones. For years, he's been breeding them.
A cheerful hobby, I must say.
Become an obsession. 6 months ago, I read that a neighboring farmer sued him, claiming those vampire bats killed 3 of his cattle.
But Lamont, that's preposterous.
No, Margo, it isn't. There are authentic cases where cattle have been killed by blood-sucking vampire bats.
And you think Major Stevens' pet bats killed those cattle and killed the Major as well?
It's possible.
All of which leads to what, Lamont? Who are we going to call on tonight? Not Major Stevens, I hope.
No, the Major is safely interred in his grave.
Oh, you make it sound so cozy.
Stevens had a daughter, Claire Stevens. I've checked up. She's suffering from the same ailment that supposedly killed her father, anemia.
Oh.
Stevens was wealthy. Claire's his heir, but she's underage, only 20. And there's a guardian in the picture, Dr. Vickers, who also happens to be the Major's stepson.
I think I'm beginning to see.
Apparently, Vickers is running things. He's even discharged the family servants and hired an old Slavic couple.
Why?
They're Croats, Margot, not very far removed from the atmosphere of their native land, where for centuries human vampires have been accepted fact. Now, do you see what I'm driving at?
Yes, I'm afraid I do. Claire Stevens is being led to believe that she's a victim of human vampires.
Yes.
Whereas, actually, she's being bled to death by the giant vampire bats. Is that it, Lamont?
That's right, Margot.
Oh,
It's just a breed of very large bats.
I see. Oh, this is a lonely road. We haven't passed a car in ages.
A little farther, huh? Good heavens.
Oh, what's wrong, Lamont?
Look. Look, a man lying there beside the road. Wait here, Margot. This may be a hold-up gag.
Oh, what's wrong with him? Has he been hit?
Beaten up, I think.
Wait, I'll help you with him. Is he alive?
Yes, but unconscious.
Lamont, there's a paper clutched in his hand. See what it is.
Listen to this, Margot. Dave, if you love me, come and take me away from this awful house. I can't explain, only come. If you don't, you'll never see me alive again. Signed, Claire.
Claire Stevens! Oh, Lamont, this boy must have tried to help us.
Yes, and failed.
What are we going to do, Lamont? Drive him back to the last town we passed?
No, Margot, he needs a doctor, and I think the logical man to patch him up is the one who may have had a hand in this. Vickers.
You're going to take him to the Stevens house?
No, you are, Margot.
Oh, but you'll be with me in that house.
Yes, Margot, but in my role of the shadow. It'd be better if you're not Margot Lane. Pretend to be an old friend of Claire Stevens. If she's in danger, she won't give you away.
All right. Help me get the boy into the car. Then I'll drive. Lamont!
What's the matter, Margot?
Lamont, look! On his throat!
Good heavens!
Oh, a bat! Fastened to his throat. Kill it, Lamont!
Yes. Yes, Margot. One of Major Stevens' pets. A vampire bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we leave the shadow for a moment, here's a brief reminder that when you want real tire safety, halfway measures don't go. There's no such thing as saving half your life.
The shadow knows. Beware. In these days of high speeds and superhighways, you need protection against both skids and blowouts every time you get behind the wheel of your car.
And motorists, the tire that will give you life-saving protection against both of these driving hazards is the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown. For remember, only Silvertowns give you the skid protection of the Lifesaver tread. This amazing new Goodrich development protects you against the hazard zone of motoring, where a slippery film of water on the road can make complete command of your car almost impossible. The never-ending spiral bars of this Lifesaver tread act like a whole battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water right and left, force it out through the deep drainage grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. You stop quicker, safer on a wet pavement than you've ever stopped before. And don't forget, adding one safety feature to another, Silvertowns also give you the famous golden ply protection against dangerous high-speed blowouts. Why ride on anything but the safest thing on wheels, especially when Silvertowns give you these two great life-saving features at no extra cost? Play safe with Goodrich, spelled Goodrich. Goodrich Safety Silvertown.
Alexei, who drove Dave Henderson here?
A young girl, Dr. Vickers. She says she's a friend of Miss Stevens.
A friend of Claire's, eh, Alexei?
Yes.
And young Dave Henderson. Odd that she should come here tonight. Strange that she should find him on the road. Where are they?
In the room where the Major worked with the bats, Dr. Vickers.
Good. Nothing could be better. It will save me considerable trouble.
I locked the door.
Unlock it. Then go back and watch Miss Claire's room. See she does not leave it. Why? What's the matter, Alexei? Your hand is shaking. You're afraid.
Yes, and you would be afraid, too. Those caged bats in there, they killed the Major. I know. They're creatures of the devil.
Nonsense. There's nothing to worry about. I have released the good Major's pets. Taken them out of their cages and sent them back to the bottomless pit in the grotto.
Yes, but a bat like a bird of evil flew across the moon the night the Major died. It was an omen of death.
Tell that to Miss Claire. She'll believe you. And watch carefully, Alexei. 2, perhaps 3 of those bats may fly across the moon tonight. More omens of death. But now, go upstairs. See that I am not disturbed.
Yes, Doctor. The girl is there, at the far end of the room with the young man.
Doctor, are you Dr. Vickers?
Yes. I understand you brought a young man here, victim of some hit-and-run driver.
No, It's been beaten. I'm afraid his skull is fractured, and not only
Yes,
that...
yes. Alexei told me your fantastic story of finding a giant bat drawing his life blood from his
But
throat.
it's true. The marks are still on his throat. Look, there.
Still unconscious. Has he spoken at all?
No, but don't stand there. Do something. You're a doctor, or so I was told.
By whom? Oh, yes, you're a friend of Miss Stevens. Of course you would know.
Of course. Where is Claire?
Sleeping. You were coming to call on her at this late hour. Why?
We're old friends. I heard of her father's death.
Do you know this young man?
No, I don't.
That's odd. This man is David Henderson, Miss Stevens' fiancé.
Oh, well, you see, I haven't seen Claire for several years.
How many?
Why, not for 3 years. Oh, but don't stand there questioning me. Do something for him.
There'll be plenty of time for that. I'm more interested in you and just why you happened to pick this night to visit such an old and dear friend. A friend who apparently never spoke of Dave Henderson, to whom she's been engaged for many years. A childhood sweetheart.
Well, you...
Yes, I see. I see you are lying. Who are you? What do you want in this house?
I want you to treat that boy.
Yes, I will treat him. In good time and in my own way. But first, I think you need my attention.
Keep away from me. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to kill that boy.
Oh, now I'm beginning to understand. So you know.
Yes, I know.
You know too much. Too much to ever leave this house.
No! Alexei, let go of me. Let me go. I saw somebody bring David to the house. I know he's here.
Oh, a lucky interruption for you. It will give you a few minutes' grace, young woman, and a chance to see your dear friend, Claire Stevens.
You and Dr. Vickers done to Dave. Who was that woman? Let go of me. He's in there. I know he is.
Come, Doctor said you stay in your room. Come.
Oh!
What's going on out here, Alexei?
Doctor, I couldn't stop her. She tricked me. She ran down here. I'll take her back.
No,
Come.
I won't go. You've got Dave here.
It's all right, Alexei. Let her come in. You wait out in the hall.
Oh.
Yes, Claire, my dear, Dave is here. You can see him. And there is someone else, an old friend of yours.
An old friend?
Yes, that young woman there. Well, you don't seem to recognize her. Perhaps it's been so long since you've seen each other.
Claire, don't you remember me? Grace Wilson. We went to school together.
What?
I heard you were in trouble. I thought I might be able to help.
What? Oh, of course. Grace Wilson. I'm so glad you're here, Grace. But, Dave, you said I could see him. Where is he?
There, on the couch.
Dave. Oh, Dave, darling. It's Claire. Oh, is he dead?
No, but he may die if we don't get help. Revive him. This Dr. Vickers won't help.
Why won't you do something? Dave's hurt. His head's cut open.
Dr. Vickers won't help because he did it.
What?
He wants Dave Henderson to die, just as he wants me out of the way now that I've discovered his secret. And you, Claire Stevens, you're marked for death.
No.
I can see it in your face. You're as pale as a ghost already, half bled to death. You're a victim, too. A victim of vampire bats.
No, it can't be. Not that. I've been ill. Dr. Vickers has been treating me.
Your father died of Dr. Vickers' treatments.
Dr. Vickers, you... Why do you look at me like that?
Why, my dear child.
Oh, then it is true. Those sedatives and the open window. That was so the giant bats could come from the well in the grotto and...
You've been listening to the fantastic tales of Marie and Alexei, my dear. Monstrous nightmares out of a ghoulish past.
Miss Stevens, don't listen to him. He's a murderer. We've got to get your fiancé out of this house.
But he won't let us go. The door's locked. He has the key.
Yes, my dear, you are quite right. The door is locked. I have the key. The only way out is through that door leading to the tunnel in the cave. To the bottomless pit your father so aptly named the Well of the Bats.
Father sealed that tunnel when the bats escaped.
Yes, but I opened it again. It will come in very handy. Tonight. The storms have kept the bats in the grotto for many nights now. They must be very hungry for blood. What a feast they will have. Come, Claire.
No.
The vampires are tired of coming to you. It is time you visited them.
Oh, David, get back. Keep away from
Stupid
me.
heroics will not save you. Keep back, young woman, or I shall have to shoot you. The bats won't mind. Not so long as the blood in your body is still warm. Come, Claire. Come with me.
No. No!
Very well. Perhaps you would rather follow your beloved David. I'll take him first.
Oh, no, don't. He doesn't know anything. If you'll only let him go, no.
I thought that would bring you to me.
Dr. Vickers. Dr. Vickers. You are startled, Doctor. I see in your eyes and read in your reeling mind questions. Questions beating in your brain like the black wings of your destroyers. Who am I? Where am I? Is this voice you hear real, or the trickery of a mind warped and twisted by the remorse of murder done and murders yet to come?
No.
The gun in your hand trembles, Dr. Vickers. Your lips are dry.
But you... Who are you?
The Shadow, Dr. Vickers.
The Shadow! The Shadow!
It would seem you have heard of the Shadow, Doctor.
Yes. Yes, I've heard of you, Shadow.
Do you believe what you have heard?
Yes. I know all about your devilish tricks of mesmerism. Hypnotic influence. I know you're here, in this room, that I can't see you. I know my gun isn't any use against you, but that won't stop me. I'm going into the grotto, and I'm taking these girls with me. Both of them. Try to stop me, Shadow, and I'll shoot them both. All right, Claire. And you too, Miss Wilson, or whoever you really are. Quick, get through this door, unless you want me to use this gun.
No, don't. We'd better do as he says, Miss Stevens. Come on.
All right, Shadow. Let's see you follow me through this door. It bolts on the inside, and by the time you've broken it down, the vampire bats will be feasting on these two women, the only ones who stand between me and Stephen's fortune. It should have been mine in the first place, and now it will be. It will be mine.
Don't be too sure, Dr. Vickers, for the grotto will be filled with shadows. Shadows of the living. Shadows of the dead. David Henderson. Listen. Listen to me. Wake up. Listen.
Oh, my head. It aches.
Listen, David Henderson. You came to see your fiancée. She's in danger. Dr. Vickers has taken her to the grotto, to the Well of the Bats.
What? Claire gone into the cave?
Yes.
What? Who am I talking to? There's no one here. Oh, I must be out of my mind.
No. There is someone here. The Shadow.
The Shadow?
Yes. Don't be alarmed because you cannot see me. Even to those I try to help, I must remain unseen, unknown, for their own safety. There is no time to explain the whys and wherefores of my presence. I'm here to help you and your fiancée. If we don't get into the grotto and stop him, Vickers will kill Claire Stevens and a girl who is with her.
No.
Kill them and drop them into the Well of the Bats.
That heavy door leads to the pit. Come on.
I can't follow that way. I've tried. It's bolted on the other side. Is there another way into the grotto? Any other way of reaching the pit?
What? Yeah, there is. One other way. Major Stevens showed me years ago.
Where?
Up on the side of the mountain, there's an opening. It's shorter that way. Maybe we can get in that way and head Vickers off before he reaches the pit. Come on, I'll show you the way. If I get my hands on Vickers, the bats will have their feast tonight on him. Shadow. We're almost there. Shadow.
I am still close to you. Go on. It may be too late.
Be careful along here. This ledge is slippery. We're getting near the pit.
How deep is this pit, this Well of the Bats?
No one knows. Once Major Stevens and I dropped a weighted kite string down into it. 1,000 feet of string. It didn't touch bottom. Shadow, look. There's a light. A torch down the passageway. That must be Vickers. It's in the big chamber. That's where the pit is.
We're not too late, see? Your fiancée and the other girl is with him. Wait, stop here.
What? He's forcing them toward the pit. He's going to kill both of them. I tell you, let me go.
No, you've done your part. Stay here.
No, I won't, I tell you.
But you must. To understand, if Vickers saw you coming, he'd shoot you down. You'd be signing the death warrant of your fiancée and the other girl.
No, I'll get him. I'll get him before he sees me. Let go of me, Shadow.
Sorry, I had to knock you out like that, Henderson, but it was the only way.
They'll kill you for this, Dr. Vickers. The police will find it out. They'll hang you.
I think not. My dear Claire, you see, to prove a murder has been committed, there must be some trace of the body. The vampires will leave little in the way of evidence.
Have you forgotten the shadow, Dr. Vickers? You think he'll let you live to enjoy the fruits of this ghastly thing you're about to do?
So you're still counting on the shadow to save you?
He may not be able to save us, but you'll never get away from him unless you follow us into that pit.
Oh, hope and faith die hard. I've been wondering why one of you didn't try to get away from me, so I would have an excuse to shoot you down.
Oh, you need an excuse.
No, not really. But there is something fascinating about watching the reactions of people who are about to die. But now I give you your choice. Turn, take each other's hand, and walk straight ahead into the darkness. Or stand there while I count. Oh, no. No, not 10. That is too definite, too certain. I will merely count number after number until my trigger finger obeys the impulse to shoot.
No, don't. Oh, Dave.
Oh, she's fainted. That should make it easier for you.
And for her. That's right. Hold her up. Steady her. 1, 2. What a feast the vampires will have. 3. The bats. They're waiting. 4. Far down in the pit. 5. By the thousands they cling to the clammy walls. 6. Hanging heads downward with folded wings. 7. Waiting. 8. Waiting!
Yes, Vickers. Waiting. Waiting for you.
For you! You got through!
It's useless to struggle, Vickers. Your trigger finger obeys the impulse to kill, but the gun hammer won't fall because my hand is on it. Vickers, you should have used an automatic.
Oh, you devil!
Yes.
If only I...
Yes, if you could only break loose. Try it, and your arm will snap like the stem of a pipe.
Gun. Let's go. I knew you'd find a way, Shadow. You can let go of it now.
Where is she? Is she all right?
Yes, she just fainted, that's all.
Oh, there you are, Vickers. So the Shadow got you. Well, you'll hang for what you did to Claire's father, but first I'm going to pay you for torturing...
No, you won't! No, you won't! Stop! And I won't hang!
Stand where you are, I'll shoot.
Go ahead! Shoot! Shoot me! The Shadow was right. The vampire bats are waiting for their feast. For me! And I won't disappoint them. They'll have their feast. They'll have their feast. Now!
You like this thing I'm playing, Margot?
Yes, Lamont. Lamont,
Yes, Margot?
now that Dr. Vickers is dead and Claire Stevens is out of that awful house, what's going to happen to the Major's little pet?
Oh, those vampire bats won't kill any more cattle. Or men, Margot. Sort of that while you and David Henderson were getting Claire to the hospital.
Yes, but how, Lamont?
Like this.
Dynamite.
Yes. I found it in Stevens' tool house. The explosion filled the well of the bats with hundreds of tons of rock. Sealed forever. There will be no more black wings across the moon. No more marks of the bat on the throats of sleeping victims.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
That was The Mark of the Bat from The Shadow, here on the Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society podcast. Once again, I'm Eric.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Joshua.
All right. Well, that was fantastically fun. I don't know when I've never not said that after an episode of The Shadow.
Oh, a couple times.
Have I?
Yes.
Well, that was fantastically fun. It's been a while since we've had a Shadow on the podcast, so thank you, Joshua.
Yeah, well, I chose this one in particular because this episode will be landing somewhere around the Halloween area? No, it's not a Halloween area, is it?
The Halloween area is something you don't want to... Don't type that into Google.
The Halloween zone?
Yeah, no, we're not even close to being
Halloweenish?
Okay.
Yeah, it's Halloweeny.
Nope.
I think that's
none
what
of these
we're
are
going
good.
for. All right. Anyway, back to The Mark of the Bat.
I'm always curious to hear when the first time you heard when it's The Shadow, like, oh, I was 8 and I was scarred for life, you know?
No, this one I heard as an adult and
was scarred for life.
I just put it on a list of good seasonal old-time radio episodes for Halloween period and promptly forgot about it for years and remembered this year.
It's a great episode of linear plot. I always forgive The Shadow for, moving off base of plot a little, or in the sense of, that's wacky or whatever. And I know that's a weird thing to say about a giant
vampire bat. It's really grounded in reality.
Right? But I liked the box that the plot was in. It stayed there, and I liked how it worked.
The Orson Welles shadows just don't mess around.
No.
Within a couple minutes, the shadow has figured out there's a problem somewhere, and he and Margo go directly to it and start solving it.
Right.
They don't go on long picnics or have rides with Shrevey where they laugh at his idiocy. They just get right to the action.
Which is fascinating. He's just reading obituaries to find trouble. Just find me something to get involved in.
As a little bit of, not pushback, but a parallel to your enjoyment of the sort of straightforwardness of this plot. One of my favorite little beats was when the Shadow's listening to this lunatic go through his plan, which is so convoluted and unnecessarily complicated.
Right.
That at some random point, the Shadow just, I've heard enough. I see what's happening now.
Which is the writer saying, I've written myself into a corner.
And then later than that, the guy actually says, it's for the inheritance.
Oh, yeah.
This is very unnecessary. All that being said, it's super fun.
What I like about this is, this is a raving psycho.
Yeah.
And that's what the plot is. He's just nuts.
And this particular actor, whose name I couldn't find, I swear at one point in an earlier podcast I had found this actor's name, but I couldn't dig it up again. He played these kind of lunatics over and over again in Orson Welles' era Shadow.
He wasn't the one in that Shadow...
The Mad Bomber guy?
Yeah, the Mad Bomber. He was, so it's the same guy.
Same guy, yeah. He's in another one called The Poison Death. Plays basically the same crazy character. Slightly different tones and colors and shades to his craziness. He kind of keeps it together a little more in this one than he does in others. It's not till the end when he throws himself into the well of bats that he goes into full lunatic mode.
I don't know. When the Shadow first appears, you're the Shadow! He's terrified of him.
In my ongoing keeping track of how well do people know the Shadow as we listen to episodes? This guy knew the Shadow better than most people, I felt like.
Yeah, and he understood his powers, too, that they were a form of mesmerism. It wasn't a supernatural attack.
Yeah, he was very well read. There's a lot of Shadows where they're like, who are you?
Well, the average reaction is like, oh, yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Shadow. Yeah.
So you're just invisible?
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep doing my crime. You keep watching me?
And this was, I think, the first time in an episode of The Shadow I've heard where he discussed the Shadow, acknowledging that I am the Shadow.
Yeah.
In my role as the Shadow.
Because usually it said
the Shadow will be there.
Entity, yeah.
As if he were somehow still fooling Margo.
Speaking of Margo, there is some of the most incredibly enthusiastic active listening acting from Margo Stevenson when Lamont's explaining this all to her at the beginning, and she's like, "Oh, yes, I see."
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like I'm doing to you right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not tuning out. I'm totally listening to you.
It's interesting you brought that up because I noticed that it is a huge pet peeve of mine that forced active listening. And I'm going to veer a little. I swear I'll get back to this plot. I love Antiques Roadshow. But when they're talking to people and going, well, what you have here, and they start telling me, the active listening by these people is overwhelmingly crazy. Oh, okay. And I scream at my television. You don't have to respond to everything he's saying to you. Oh, okay. Oh, is that so? Shut up. So when I heard this and there it is again, the same old.
She just wanted to make sure she kept this job when Agnes Moorehead came back. She's like, I'm going to just act my socks off.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
I see. So what I hear you saying is, I do like in the Orson Welles era of The Shadow, the writers give him that really melodramatic, pulpy dialogue where he speaks in a poetic manner meant to terrify his adversaries. The grotto shall be full of shadows, the shadows of the living and the shadows of the dead. Like, he's just kind of filibustering at that point. It's just piffle. He's shouting.
They're looking at a clock on the wall.
Yeah.
3 minutes in the broadcast left.
And I never felt so terrified about the prospect of a blowout on the highway.
Did you catch what he said when he said there's a man on the side of the road, and he said, you stay in the car, and I don't remember the phrase he used, but it could be a heist tactic.
Yeah, basically like
carjacking.
Yeah,
but he used an older term, like a highway robbery. It wasn't that either. But
no, I can't remember the term, but it made me realize how many old-time radio shows delve into that topic of truckers or people being duped to stopping their car and then robbed or killed or their car stolen. It seemed like a bigger epidemic back then than it is now. I don't know, but I found
we'll have to dig into the numbers and get back to our listeners.
I don't even know how you dig into that number. I'll just
Google. Yeah.
Okay.
Carjacking, 1938.
This also I'm going to stop with my ongoing shadow facts, but another animal killed. Another shadow kills another animal.
Yeah, when Margo is just like, kill it, the bat.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah, the bat. I for some reason, because it was a vampire bat, I looked at you quizzically because I wasn't. What animal? It's not an animal. It's a vampire bat. And then I was, that's an animal.
That's an animal.
But to me, that was the monster.
It's so hard to capture bat noises because it does sound like he's just kissing the bat. Because the bat just like.
Yep.
Margo, we should leave this man and this bat in peace. He just pulled over to the side of the road with his bat.
The old ran out of gas trick, eh?
I could just fly. No, we're out of gas.
Also, this continues the trend with Orson Welles, where he is in some ways one of the most powerful shadows, because he speaks again in here of reading the thoughts in Dr. Vickers' mind, his reeling thoughts beating against his brain like the black wings of his destroyers, all that melodramatic stuff. But then also he gets thwarted by someone just locking a door behind him.
Yes. Follow me down here, Shadow. And I was like, why can't he follow him down there? And I'm like, oh, he locked the door.
I gotta go wake up Concussion Boy and see if he knows another way in.
And I love how the Shadow sort of covers for himself. He's like, no, I tried the door while you were unconscious.
Right. Well,
so presumably there's a cut scene of the Shadow just going,
or while he's going down the hall, why don't you just jump, grabbing the women, jump on him, punch him, like there's plenty of time to stop this, or get through the door before he shuts it. He can't see you.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that.
I have the idea that he's tried that in the past, and he ends up getting his foot shut in the door or his hand, and he's just learned it awkwardly. His trench coat is stuck in the door.
Not going through that again.
It does have this slightly sad quality about it.
All of this, as much as we are poking a little fun, it's part of the fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this kind of stuff, we've said this before, it's easy to pick apart, but you don't listen to it for those reasons. You listen to it for the action and the pace and the huge scary jump scares and the over-the-top psychotic acting. And
you basically know how each of these are going to end, and yet I know some listeners are rolling their eyes and going, yes.
Right.
But it's just all the little details as it goes, both that are ridiculous, but some that are really dark, as the Orson Welles era does get, like the psychological torture that Vickers wants to induce in the two women when he's saying, well, instead of counting to 10, hold hands and walk into the dark while I count to a number you won't even know when.
Right.
And
also,
he's just getting off on it.
Well, also getting off on, it's really fascinating to watch people react as they are learning they're about to die.
Yeah.
But it's also cool, I don't know, it's a terrible word, makes me sound like a horrible person, but it's a really cool psychological thriller to have this person be someone that is in it just to watch people's faces as they, the fear.
Yeah.
Feeding off their fear. The Shadow did hand out some really healthy advice during this episode for anybody going up against the Shadow or any psychotic mastermind killer. You should have had an automatic pistol.
I thought that was a great line. Yeah. And you could tell it was the Shadow getting him back for that door.
Right.
Because he says, I will snap your arm off. He's
right.
Like, you know what? You made me look stupid in front of the guy who was making out with a bat.
In my head, he put his finger so the hammer wouldn't go down.
Yep.
I wanted to just hear a click. Son of a. Ow. Okay, well, had to do it.
And he also took out some of his frustrations on the fiance by punching him in the face.
Yes. Sorry I had to do that. That was the other thing that made me laugh is he's knocked him out and he's still explaining to him that he's sorry.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? Sorry I had to do that to you.
I know you just had a head injury a little earlier.
Right. Again with the head injuries.
It's also interesting, and she might have just been bluffing, that Margo tells Vickers that, well, you can shoot us or throw us into the bats, but the Shadow's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Which you believe more of this version of the Shadow.
Because he does.
I don't know that he actually is ever portrayed in any of these as directly murdering somebody.
Who's the one where the guy died in the electrical? Now I'm going to struggle.
Well, he'll do something like, be careful. Oh,
Yeah.
you died.
Right.
But it's a really half-hearted, like,
The guy
no,
that
don't step off that ledge.
Yeah, the guy that fell from the electrical wires or something like that, and he was like, oh, too bad. You could have stopped you, but I didn't.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a failure of action is not quite as direct as I'm going to fill you full of lead. I'm going to pick you up and throw you off this building. He doesn't do any direct action like that in the radio shows. In the pulps, he would.
Good luck with that argument in court. Failure of action is responsibility.
It is, but Margo
I'm
in this one suggested a more direct action on his.
And this one, he didn't do anything. This guy decided to kill himself.
He'd rather do that than hang.
Yeah, so he just ran into a cave full of bats.
Or a bottomless pit
full of bats.
Full of bats, which doesn't even make sense.
I could not. One of the things I had an issue with is the inability of the writing to create the space. I was unable to really see where we were. I got really confused about where we were, and then there's these cave of bats is just in a hole in the wall to their right. You know what I mean? Like, and then he just ran in there and died, and I couldn't quite figure
I assume
that
the house was sort of built into the some kind of mountain area, or in. And what's the word they use? Grotto?
Yeah,
so there's some sort of cave that exists.
Every time I hear the word grotto, I think tiki bar, which I know is not what these bats were in.
So Nye's Polonaise room?
Yeah.
A grotto is just a cozy small cave, if I'm understanding it. Yeah, like a tiki bar. So I'm assuming this door went out into this cave, and that at the entrance of the cave, at the opening of the cave, not the entrance, was this bottomless pit.
So when he ran out, he ran into
the pit.
So he jumped into the pit.
Yes.
That it was bottomless.
Yeah. Or not bottomless. I mean, they couldn't find a bottom.
Right.
They put the kite string
But
down
instead of that, the scream fall, like, ah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, ah, and like he was being attacked, so it seemed like a flatter surface. I am really losing it here.
I got the feeling that it was more one of those, like, the scream that says, I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Okay.
3 screams for me. Just throws himself into the pit.
Thank you for
and
backwriting.
It also, which is a great moment directorially in here, I don't think we get to the end of the scream because it just does a cut to Lamont, tickling the ivories.
Right.
And I love that cut.
And how about the fact he's playing the piano and then slams some dynamite down on the keys? You're just carrying that around?
Oh, no, I think he just made the sound to say dynamite.
I thought he said because of this, bam, and
she goes,
was showing.
Dynamite. She went like, oh, that's your dynamite key.
I thought he
piano
was
playing move.
Like he just whipped out a stick of dynamite and slammed it on the keyboard.
No.
Oh,
I don't think
killing many more bats and probably making a real problem with the insect population in the area. And the whole biome is...
Yeah, there's got to be no insects in this part of the country.
Yeah.
I also think the Shadow, particularly in this era, is always like a great example of a good bad script. As in,
right.
It does things you shouldn't do, but gets away with it, just out of a sheer, I don't know, willpower or verve. But the level of exposition at the top of this with the Slavic
couple
who have been brought in to sort of share their superstitions with the family. There's so much at the top. They tell you all the backstory, everything, but they do it with such urgency, and there's thunder and there's dogs howling, and it just seems very gripping and exciting, even though it's a clunky exposition.
Right.
At least to my ears. I'm like, ooh,
no, it
just tells me like, and then the Shadow's going to come and break it all up.
It still always begs the question, what are Lamont and Margo doing all day? Like, what do they do? Just driving around, reading obituaries, going to the next thing. It's unbelievable.
They're just incredibly wealthy.
And how quickly they can find crazy crap.
They'd be creating social media platforms today instead of fighting crime. But they're bored out of their minds. Margo also is incredibly feisty in this one.
Yeah.
She just barges straight in, posing as this young woman's college roommate, and just holds her own.
I also got the vibe. I mean, it was hilarious to me of how quickly this mad scientist who was trying to cover up this crime just like, you came here, you get to know my plan, it's fine. But to that point of Margo, of it's ambiguous to me how much she was afraid of the situation and how much was like, my invisible boyfriend's in here and is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Right.
You get the sense that she's sure hoping. And that would be really annoying. Like, I never know when he's here.
Yes.
You would think in these scenarios that he would give her peace of mind by just going over and giving her a secret tap on the shoulder.
Yeah.
To let her know, hey,
but then
I'm
she
here.
just jumps and screams.
Don't do that.
It's like a wet willy.
I'm just impressed she never says, Shadow.
There was one episode where she did that. I swear we've done it on the podcast where she slips and then the shadow has to essentially let the guy die.
That's right. This is on you, Margo.
Final thoughts?
I mean, I know the day will come when we either out of my own ennui or whatever, I listen to an episode of The Shadow and go, meh, it's okay. But it's exactly what you said, a good, bad script of they did so much stuff wrong in this, and I love them for it.
I will say that this is a classic of The Shadow. This is a top 10. I mean, I don't have them ranked, but this is a really good episode of The Shadow. It has every element that you want from this show and that you're expecting from the show, and it's terrifying and gripping and crazy and awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's not a classic for me. I do like my shadows a little weirder, and I think that tells you how weird the shadow gets, because this is plenty weird in spots. But yeah, I agree with Eric in that it stands the test of time for sure as a fun romp that just checks all the spooky boxes that makes it just a really great, seasonally appropriate slice of pulpy goodness.
I wouldn't say classic, but it's so good. It stands the test of time in that its weirdness and joy, it is not softened over the years.
Tim, tell them stuff.
Go visit ghoulishdelights.com if you like. You can find all kinds of stuff there. You can find our store if you'd like some swag. You can get a coffee cup or some other clothing with our logo on it. That's a pretty good merchandising sale. Get apparel with our logo. You'll also find a link to our Patreon page.
Yes, go to patreon.com/themorals and support this podcast. Come on, people. Join us. We have all kinds of great bonus content on the Patreon site. We have bonus podcasts, so many at this point. I think we've got to be up to about 100 bonus podcasts, at least, if not more than that. We have Zoom happy hours. We have a Zoom book club. We have Discord. We can hang out with other fans of old time radio and morals. We're working on our grotto.
That would be awesome.
But I would love to hang out in the grotto with you.
And the Mysterious Old Radio Listening Society Theater Company does recreations of classic old-time radio shows and a lot of our own original work live on stage. You can find out where we're performing and what we're performing and how to get tickets monthly by just going to ghoulishdelights.com. And there you'll be able to see all that and get a ticket. If you can't get a ticket to come see us performing radio drama on stage, become a Patreon and we record the audio of those live performances. And that is yet another Patreon perk. What is coming up next?
Next, because we really weren't sure which episode would land closer to Halloween, we have another spooky offering for you, and that is Taboo from Escape. Until then...
Look out!
Who are you?
The Shadow, Dr. Vickers.
You're the Shadow!